Hello everyone, welcome to the second ever X-RL7 Livestream. We'll be continuing off from what we were doing yesterday, but first let me check that actually the audio is working. Can you hear me? The volume light is flashing, so it should be all good. Yeah, thank you so much for joining me here today. We'll be doing pretty much what we did last week, sort of moving the pixels around, massaging them essentially across the screen to create the illusion of movement. They love it. We love it, so it's all good. And straight away, if you're here watching live, thank you for joining the chat. Raz, what is up? How are you doing? Nice to see you here as always. And shooting satellite, where am I? That's a very existential question that I think we should all ask ourselves on a regular basis. Of course, Lee, shoot satellite, that's Lee, the voice of Smith, and a whole host of other characters that I frequently forget because Lee, you're all around the series, dude. And Lee also edits the X-RL7 Inspirations side series and has actually appeared on a couple of tracks, doing some backing vocals. So Lee is all over this Pixel Escape, so thanks for joining us, man. So, might as well dive right into it. Going to be doing pretty much what we did last time, that same episode, but you know what? It's the bizarrest thing. On that live stream, the animation I felt was really solid. But the actual drawing, I was like, yeah, I thought it could have been a bit better. Doing the Colonel's suit, kind of looks a little bit blocky. So after the stream and this week, I've been doing bits and pieces. So I have actually done a bit of work on it. So I'll show you that in a moment. And one thing, which I think is worth saying, one thing why I was hesitant on maybe doing live streams in the past is because I've seen other animators do live streams where they're working on various animations and things, and it's basically spoiler city, and this is pretty much the same thing. So as I work on these episodes, you're going to see some spoilers. I'm going to try very hard to keep it so that the spoilers are mostly exposition, innocuous type scenes, not the big climactic big scenes of the episode. So with that said, let's see some more spoilers. Let's go into animation territory. And here we are. Now, if you recall from last time, we've got the Duke with his minty stuff going on. And one thing which has changed is the smoke around this incense. He's got the minty incense. We know the Duke loves his mint. And I redid the smoke then. Raz says, trying to watch while playing Scrabble at the same time. Well, multitasking, that's where it's at. Thank you for, having us on in the background. So, check this out. All right. Minty. So, we got, I basically redid the smoke here. Just some basic sort of steam coming out. I actually looked at a tutorial on how to do steam, smoke stuff, and did something like that. So I think that looks really nice. When you see it rendered, and I think when I press the rendered button, this might go a bit jaggedy, but let's find out. When you see it nice and rendered, there we go. It's nice and subtle, just a subtle little piece of smoke getting to the nostrils of the Duke. Shooting Satellite says, "Oh, we're a spoiler shroud. It's a sleep mask." Good. That's using your noggin. Smaller shroud. That sounds very D&D. Plus 10 damage. I know nothing about D&D. Minty. Right, so the screen. Oh, because I'm in render mode. There you go. Mint. Yeah. So in the last stream, took a bit of time making Smith actually move somewhere because he had a bit of a moonwalk on. We got him moving to his location. Minty. Well, you know what? Didn't have to do like half of that, because when I actually put the camera in on the Duke, he's only in shot for just a bit at the end. But, you know, it's a good lesson.
Minty. Sir, the Colonel is...
There he is. 10 plus snaps. I wouldn't mind some of that. I'd go for +5, to be honest.
Minty. Sir, the Colonel is here.
There's some, as I said before, some fantastic voice acting in this particular episode. There is in most episodes, every episode. But, you know, fantastic work here. Lee, you sound great. The Duke, he's got that minty rasp. It's fantastic.
Minty. Sir, the Colonel is here.
High above the world, in his ivory tower sits the Duke.
So, the Colonel, when you finally hear him, well, the Colonel is voiced by I'll tell you, a very talented YouTuber, cultural commentator, animator, voice actor, Tom Connors of Midnight's Edge After Dark. And Tom, if you see this, thanks for lending your tone to the series. Great voice. His voice kind of reminds me of like one of those voice actors like Animaniacs, or one of those 90s shows, like really solid voice acting. I love it so much. So you probably noticed, yeah, totally redone the Colonel's attire from the green blob that it was last time. I wonder if I've actually still got that in the session. Let's see what we got. Torso. Nope, I got rid of it. I totally cleaned house on that one. So now he's looking more like a colonel and not a mountie or part-time security guard. Duke is smelling that mint. He certainly is. He loves it. He'll taste it, smell it, breathe it. Can you hear mint? I don't think you can hear it.
Minty. Sir, the Colonel is here.
High above the world, in his ivory tower sits the Duke. Nice view up here, Colonel Ray's.
So yeah, so I basically copied this scene from the previous episode where it showed this scene. I've still got some background information going on where, you know what, when you watch the show, if you have time, if you ever pause with all this stuff, there's some interesting subplots that eventually come to the surface. And in fact, as I said, the Colonel right here, if you freeze frame in episode 18 during Ruben's alternative media show, right at the end of the episode, there is a reference to him there, and now it's finally coming to pass. So actually, I'm just going to get rid of that stuff in the background because we don't want that in this episode. That's old news, baby. And now I'm trying to remember where it is in the session. TV, that sounds promising, doesn't it? There we go. TV stuff. I think it's news. Get rid of you for now.
It's view up here.
One cool thing, just to give a bit of movement to TVs and monitors, is I've got lines that just randomly go up. There they go. Just randomly go up and down, just to give you this a sense of movement. It's always good to have something going on, some movement, some visual eye candy in the various episodes. So, which is interesting because you'd think it's the future. Maybe, you know, their monitors are a little bit more stable, but in X-RL7 world, it just looks cool, going up and down. It's probably a setting on the TV, just, you know, cyberpunk mode or something.
Was here.
High above the world, in his ivory tower sits the
voice.
Duke. Nice view up here, Colonel Ray's.
To what do we owe the pleasure?
Business as usual.
So actually, you'll see I've done quite a lot of work on this episode. I just wanted to show you where I got up to, because I actually want to switch to a different scene, which I haven't done as much work on, which has some different characters. Again, it's spoiler territory, so you'll need that spoiler shroud fully active, but we're going to switch to another scene. So if you bear with me, I think it's this one, yeah. Just, oops, save the changes. So this scene is slowly loading. Very slowly loading. Here we go. So this is an attempt at a car. attempt at movement. So we've got some familiar characters in this scene. We've got Jared of Cyanide 6, voiced by the incredible Michael Joseph of Rockstar Esoterica and the channel Schism 206. He's so cool, man. He's got such a great voice. Kind of sounds like Chris Cornell in his super high range. It's just beautiful. Yeah, I'd recommend checking out his channel. A lot of the stuff is unlisted at the moment, but there's links to his main website and lots of interesting research into esoterica and yeah, some really interesting, fascinating subjects. And we've got Razor on the screen here, so they're having a bit of a video call. And finally, we've got Christina, who you may recognize from episode 12 and a whole bunch of other episodes. Can't remember the numbers now, but I remember doing different dresses for her. So without getting too much away, I guess this is going to give a bit away, but they're basically driving somewhere, and as you'll see in this scene, Jared has been asked to do something yet again by the label that he doesn't really want to do.
Dude, I don't care what the label says. I'm not saying that.
Jared, try to be reasonable. The label has done so much for you.
They can't ask me to support something I don't believe in, man.
It's just one little thing.
It's always one little thing, man. Then another, and another. When's enough, Razor? Look, I'm going to the meeting now, and I'm gonna tell Lance myself.
I regret that I can't be there on this occasion, but please be open-minded. Pass on my regards.
We're here.
Alright, we'll sort that later. Yes, so I actually did a lot of work on this scene, but I haven't animated Razor or finished animating Jared. Getting this car was a bitch. I'll tell you that. Drawing this car took me several attempts doing this angle. Let's look at it in rendered mode. I actually was getting some images of Google and trying to just reference them, and oh my, it took me a while. But yeah, so they're basically traveling to the label from episode, I can't remember the number now, but the one where, well, basically they got signed to the major label, and they met Lance, the CEO, and they had a bit of pressure, had some songwriters. So as per usual, Jared's getting pushed into doing something he doesn't want to do. That episode was actually supposed to be set like quite a long time ago, so this is now like a long time after they've reaped the benefits of their success. Hey, that guy sounds like Whitman from the other show. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right, Lee. Yes, we've got the lovely Chris Voigt voicing Razor in exactly the same voice as he does in Sparkball, which is, you know what, if you've never seen Sparkball, this is a bit of a plug. This is the show, the animation show that we were all involved in before X-RL7. So myself, Lee, and Rogers, who voices Alfie, we did an animated series on a channel called Project Anything, and it's about this fictional sci-fi sort of sport, and there's some conspiracies going on around the sport. Everything's not what it seems, and yeah, so a lot of comedy going on and a lot of swearing in the very first episode. A lot of swearing. Car scene, yes indeed, but we're not going in the back seat, so don't worry.
Dude,
Right, so I suppose a couple of things to talk about before I go deep into this is, for any animators or anyone interested in doing something similar, some little tricks I did here to create the illusion of movement is, well, the most obvious one is the car is randomly at various points, various keyframes, going up and down with a bit of easing on. So it's just randomly moving like up and down, just like a car would do, like on a rocky road.
Dude, I don't care what the label says. I'm not saying that.
Jared.
The buildings whizzing by, basically I'm utilizing the Z-axis of Toon Boom, the 3D part of the software, and basically every background layer, if I go here, you can see miles in the distance we've got different layers of different building blocks. So, you know, the ones that are close are here, the ones that are a bit further back there and there, and you see that as it moves, things move at a different rate.
Dude, I don't care what the label.
So the ones that are closer obviously move faster. The ones that are further away, the illusion of distance, they move a little bit slower.
Dude, I don't care what the.
Parallax scrolling, as they call it in like Mega Drive games, SNES games. Is that right? Parallax? Parallax? I'm going to say parallax because that feels right.
Dude, I don't care what.
Another thing, the buildings are blurring as well, just to create that vibe of movement. I couldn't do a motion blur, directional blur even. I was tempted to do a really long picture of just everything blurred, but I didn't in the end. Kept it like that. A few little minor things that I don't know how are going to turn out until I actually render and export this, but it's like a pillar going past, and when the pillar, which is supposed to be quite close, is there, there's actually a shadow, and that's supposed to just change the lighting. Like when we see it on the screen, the lighting's a little bit darker when we render it. Just a little trick I was trying to make it seem, create that illusion again of, they're actually driving. They're actually driving.
Hear what the label says. I'm not saying that.
Jared, try to be reasonable. The label has done so much for you.
They can't ask me to support something I don't believe in, man.
It's just one little thing.
It's always.
And a tunnel. And similar things. It's got random stuff going by. And as it does, it's got some shadow attached to it, so it's actually a bit darker than when they're outside. Rendered, baby. So it's a bit dark when they're in the tunnel. These small little things, I love doing these small little details. And when they're out the tunnel, it should be a bit brighter again. Bada bing. Yeah, just small little details just to enrich this short scene. So mainly what I want to do is I want to animate Razor, the luscious, manipulative Razor. But first I realised that I haven't made these seats glow, and I want them to glow because this is a cyberpunk show and we love that glow. I need that glow. So that's a function I utilise a lot in Toon Boom, is the glow facility. Thank you, Raz, for linking to the X-RL7 Discord server. Feel free to join the community, chill with us. It's also in the description of this video. So yeah, feel free to chill out with us, say hi to the community. It'd be great to see you there. So, we've got a seat. Let's give it a glow. So what I like to do, get a bit of red. I can go Bob Ross with this, can't I? A bit of Bob Ross. Oh, cheeky little red there, cheeky little pixel. That'll just be our secret. So what I want to do is just, any part I want to glow, just fill that in. There you go. Let's do it a little bit thicker. So just filling in the various pixels. And I'm not going to be lazy here and just do like straight across. I'm going to literally do each one. Okay, and then we glow that. Let's check this is okay. I think I actually need to put this on here. Yep, I need to put it on here, or you're not going to be able to see it. There we go. Okay, so then let's see how it looks. And just give it a little bit of radius. There you go. And that looks, just adds a little bit of cyberpunk flair to it. There you go. We do love those neon lights. Here we go. Yeah, let's give it a little bit more. There you go. Sweet. And now copy that to Christina's chair. Right now we can hear Jared singing. Yeah, you, I believe. Yep. Sweet. Now we can give Razor our full attention because he does love that. I think Razor's in the background. There we go. No, he's not. He is in the car. So how did we get Razor in here, like in the car? Well, basically there's a cutter I've got here which literally just looks like okay, I'll duplicate it so you can see it. Basically just the version of the screen which I want to cut out, and that's basically acting as a mask, and then every single one of Razor's body parts has a cutter attached to it, which is essentially a mask inverted. So now he's only going to appear in there. If I was to, you know, if I was to take away the inversion and do it normal, he's going to appear everywhere but that part. But I want him to appear inside it, so we've got it inverted. Oh my god, it's Johnny Omaha. Thank you so much for joining us, man. I haven't heard from you in a while. It's great to hear you, see you, all these things, smell you. Fantastic, man. Thanks for joining, man. Appreciate seeing you, man. Much love, dude. Yes, we're rocking the pixels right now. Hey, how was that game that you're working on going? Any progress on that? Yeah, so we're rocking this. We're rocking Razor. And he's basically been lip synced and eye synced, eyebrow synced. So when animating people that are front on, I actually do it a little bit differently than if I'm animating like side guys, because I actually create the illusion of 3D movement by making various parts bigger. And let's have a look. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you so much for that positive comment. Looking fantastic. I appreciate that. Haha, work destroyed me. Sorry to hear that, my friend. Yeah, it will do that. It does that. I can relate, you know. Got to balance the time. Just living vicariously through you. Well, thank you. I'll do my best to give a good experience that you can tell your friends. And let's start with the sly Razor.
Care what the label says. I'm not saying that.
Jared, try to...
So let's think about this line and how we want him to move.
Not saying that.
Jared.
Okay, let me think. So, Jared. So is he coming forward or is he coming backwards? Jared. How would you say that to someone in real life? Copper Sands, what is up? How you doing, bro? Great to see you here. It's awesome. Thank you for tuning in as I knock these pixels around in pleasing ways, and knock the microphone around as well. I'm so excited to see it. I knocked the mic out. Is that some kind of I don't know, some Freudian thing about hitting myself? I don't know. Razor, yeah, he knows what's up. He's got the lovely eye makeup on. I always love working with Chris's voice, Chris Voigt of Sexual Lobster. If you guys are unfamiliar with Sexual Lobster, check him out, man, because he's got some great, weird stuff. Weird-ass homoerotic YouTube content. He's fantastic, so it's always great to work with Chris. So, right, let's get something moving. Let's get this guy moving. Right, so I think he's going to move forward.
Jared, try to be reasonable.
Jared, so I'm picking a point where I feel like there's going to be some motion here. I feel like there's some emphasis in his words. And here we go. So what we're going to do, when you're dealing with someone front on and you don't have the real life 3D-ness, what I like to do is make his head a little bit bigger. A little bit bigger. Just pull him down.
That.
Jared.
There you go. Oh, that's pretty cool. Maybe that's a little bit much, actually.
Not saying that.
Jared.
Getting his face right in there. And his body as well. Just going to make that a little bit bigger and pull it down. Where is the arrow? Right, that'll give me a bit of guidance. Okay. Yeah, so he's getting closer to the screen. And then we're going to just overshoot him so he goes a little bit beyond the point that we want him to go to. Yep, and then the body as well. The subtleties of animation. And how's that look?
Saying that.
Jared. Try.
Okay, it's quite sudden, so what I'm going to do is grab a frame where he's like slightly moving and pull it to this earlier frame. So he's starting to move here. Boom, there he goes.
Not saying that.
Jared. Try to be.
I like it. I'm going to save that. I'm going to save that right away. Sup, copper. Squash and stretch, baby. Well, sounds like something to do. I just an innuendo to say that, but I'm not going to. But thanks, man. Oh, we got it's a party. It's a party. Thanks so much for just popping in. Awesome. I really appreciate that. This is great. Right, let's get these pixels moving, man. Let's get Razor.
Saying that.
Jared. Try to be reasonable.
Try to be reasonable. I
Jared. Try to be reasonable.
think he's going to tilt his head here, like a persuasive dog. There we go. So again, that principle, this is the main animation principle I use, is that of overshooting. Is that a little bit too much?
Try to be reasonable.
I think that's a little bit too much. So let's go somewhere in the middle.
Try to be reasonable.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. There you go.
Jared, try to be reasonable.
Try to be reasonable.
Jared, try to be reasonable.
Like it.
Saying that.
Jared, try to be reasonable. The label is
Cool. Oh my god, Toxic Man Flu! Thank you so much, man. And oh wow, that's amazing. Some kind of financial element. Well, that's the first time ever, so this is like a milestone. Thanks so much, Toxic, for appearing. Now, Toxic is actually a voice actor in the show. So, you know, he appears as, oh my god, what's his name? The psychologist in one of the episodes, and I've totally blanked on his name because it was something very pretentious and very flowery. But thanks so much, man. Much appreciated, dude. Much love. Wow, good times. Right, so let's get back to Razor,
be
dude.
reasonable. The label is done so.
All right, so his eyebrows are changing, so I want to move his head to mask that the eyebrows are moving. So let's move him back to his original position. The delicious baritone of Russell Patrick is in our speakers right now.
The label is done.
Oh man, that's too much.
Try to be reasonable. The label is done so much.
Yeah, man, it's a game of subtlety. So this feels a little bit too much for such a innocent movement.
The label is done.
There you go. I like that.
Be reasonable. The label is. The label is
Okay.
reasonable. The label is done so. Try to be reasonable. The label is done so.
Let's give him a little bit more space. This is going a little bit jaggedy because of the live stream,
Reasonable.
but
The label is done.
there. I like that. See, I used to do this. One thing I've learned through the years is if you look at the old episodes of X-RL7, right? I used to do this. I used to have an anticipation where if he's about to move, say for example, to the right, he'll move to the left just a bit, go to where he's going, and then overshoot it. So we'll do a little bit further. Maybe, you know, knock him around a little bit over here. That's what I used to do, and I still do it on certain occasions.
So much for you.
They can't.
But now, what I tend to do is, instead of that, it's almost like manually easing. I'll get a frame where early in the movement, and actually pull that to where there would have been an anticipation. And it looks like he's easing into it.
Much for you.
They can't.
And it feels a bit more natural. And that's something I can't remember what episode number, but I started doing that back in the day, you know, some time ago. Squash and stretch is the principle of applying a contrasting change of shape from a squash pose to a stretch pose, or vice versa, to give a feeling of fleshiness, flexibility, and life in animation. To get your copy of Squash and Stretch, click the link below. Thanks, man. Raz says, by the way, it's nice to see more people hanging around in the second stream. And I appreciate it too. I'm not sure what the best time is to do these. I looked at the analytics of YouTube, and it actually said that quite a lot of viewers are on around like 5:30 UK time. So I'm trying that out today, utilising that. Catch people by dinner and whatever your local time is, early in the morning, waking up to breakfast. It's all good. Any meal.
The label is...
We support every meal. Except brunch. Didn't want you thinking I was a perv. Oh, it's too late, dude. Well, Mike actually knows what he is doing. I thought he was just clicking random buttons. There's a bit of that. It's like Star Trek, where you just click the random lights, the flashing lights. You know, you've got to make it look good. Is the chat delayed on stream, or is my connection just weird? I don't know how to answer that, but hopefully it's not too delayed. There's definitely a delay between the video hitting YouTube and then coming back to you guys. So, you know, how the world is working. Sorry, dude, didn't already click that. Right, dude, I just can't animate this guy.
The label has done so much for you.
They can't.
Okay, the label's done so much for you.
The label has done so much for you.
I feel like there should be an emphasis on so. Okay, I'm going to bring him closer again. With the kissy mouth. Would you accept a kiss from Razor? I don't know. Alfie did, and look where he ended up.
Done so.
Okay, making it big, baby. Cool. And again, the body. Just make the body a little bit bigger. There's probably, I've said this before, but it's probably animators watching what I'm doing right now and being like, dude, there's easier ways to do this. But you know what? I don't know him, so I'm doing the Mike way. Oh my god, it's the Brahma Bull. Thanks so much for joining us, man. Another fine voice actor in the series. Thanks so much for frequenting the stream. Is that the right word? I'll go with it. Thanks so much, man. The voice of Lex in one of the X-RL7 bits. Did you drop links and notifications for your subscribers in your blah, 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 YouTube community tab? Need to do that a few hours before. I didn't. Just on other social media. So, yeah, I didn't do that. It's a good lesson. Cheers, Docs. School me on air, dude. School me on air. Raising behaving almost like an emotionally abusive parental figure is everything to me, actually. Yeah. What can you say? He's a character, isn't he? The mic way is the best way. You're doing what I would do if I was animating. Oh, good. That's good. That's good. Chatting and pressing random buttons. Although, as we've what's the word? Established by Tox, I'm not just pressing random buttons.
The label has done so much for you.
Yeah. Okay. So much for you.
So much. So much. The label has done so much for you.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's see it all in context.
Saying that.
Jared, try to be reasonable. The label has done so much for you.
Yeah, that's nice. Now looking at that, I'm thinking the first one might be a little bit too fast. Let's give it extra frame.
not saying that.
Jared, try to be reasonable. The label has done so much for you.
They can't.
Love it. Love it. Now let's get him back. Let's get him back to his normal position, because he's not going to be leaned in the whole time, right? That would be crazy. That would be, you know, where's his social parameters?
They can't.
Oh, hang on, we haven't finished the sentence yet.
It's done so much for you.
Right. It's all about looking for key words where you think there might be movement in reality, like emphasis on words, and keeping it very subtle. You'll see it's very subtle.
Done so much for you.
They
Yeah, I
can't.
like it. Right, and let's pull him back to his normal position. I'm going to be a bit lazy, copy and paste, and I'm going to ease that in. So as I explained last time, easing is basically instead of going there at a steady rate, easing will mean that it will slow down the more he gets closer to that point. So by having a 33% ratio here of him coming to that point, he's going to slow down a certain amount. I don't know the maths, but he's going to slow down a bit. There you go. It looks a bit more
They
natural.
can't ask me to support.
Oh, what am I missing in the chat? Winging it and bringing it, baby. Shooting satellite. Voice of Smith. For anyone that's late coming, thank you so much, dude. I don't know why I'm thanking you, but you know, for the great voice work, dude. I'm not scolding. Coach Casino and I have been knee deep in YouTube notifications algorithm for the past. Oh, right, nice one, dude. That's good to know that. I wasn't using the word scolding. I was using schooling. You're like, hey man, let's take this kid to school, man. I love how he goes in on so. Yeah. It's because the lips are out. Got the kissy face. He loves a bit of that. Oops. Okay. I love you guys. This is a good distraction.
For you.
They can't ask me to support something I don't believe in, man.
Yeah, they can.
It's just one little.
Okay.
Believe in, man.
It's just one little.
Okay. I'm not going to lean him in this time. I'm going to follow the brow. With his gorgeous makeup that he's got going on. Yes, that is makeup. He's in the entertainment industry.
Just one.
There you go. I'll tell you what.
It's just one.
I think I'll do the old school technique of anticipation, where he's moving the opposite direction. Move his head down a little bit. Move it over a little bit. And how's that look?
It's just one.
Yeah.
Man.
It's just one little thing.
It's
Yeah, that's cool. I like it. I like it. Well, I am partially deaf, Toxic, so how else do I put up with comics divisions for so long? Valid question. Valid question. I like comics. Comics is awesome, man. I shouldn't have agreed with you, dude. I'm so agreeable. I love comics. I say this as a compliment, but he would very much become a Tumblr sexy man if the show were to get more popular on that side of the internet. You know what? His voice actor... are you guys familiar with Sexual Lobster? I think his channel is called Greasy Tales now, because what he did was he changed the name of his YouTube channel from Sexual Lobster to Greasy Tales, and they wouldn't let him change it back because it now violated the guidelines by having the word sexual in it, I guess, or something like that. So now it's stuck as Greasy Tales, but he is forever known as Sexual Lobster on Newgrounds and everywhere else. And he has a character called Fernando, who has the exact voice of Razor, and he's just like a... Yeah, well, can I say this on YouTube? I don't know. He's a professional man whore in the show, and yeah, he's a very fascinating character. Razor is a great character. He's no Alfie, but to be honest, who really is? Right, man, there's only one Alfie. Only one Alfie, dude.
It's just one little thing.
And you know, Alfie's a good guy. He's not manipulative like Razor. Razor's just...
One little thing.
It's all.
Razor's a bad egg.
It's just one little thing.
It's all.
Just one little thing.
One little thing.
Right, let's put him back. And I'm see what, it's gonna just lower his head a little bit as he says that.
One little thing.
It's.
There you go. it's weird animating dialogue like this, because it's like throughout one line, the mood, you've got to work out what the character's feeling, and just instinctually feel out how it might happen in a real conversation, and what they're really feeling, what they're trying to cover up, what's genuine, and the eyebrows, the eyes if they're looking away, all these little things just come into the picture.
It's just one little thing.
Okay, is that too much? I think that's a little bit too much. So let's meet halfway. Let's meet Razor halfway.
One little thing.
Yeah, subtlety. Subtlety is the name of the Pixel game.
Just one little thing.
Yes, like it. And because we've moved his head, I want to reset him. So I'm going to grab the original starting point.
It's just one little thing.
It's always one
And then move him back when he blinks.
thing, man.
Okay. Where's he going?
One little thing, man.
Cool. Let's do the easing trick. Boom. Okay. Oh, I remember the Alfie OnlyFans discussion from when I was on the server. I don't remember that. But if it exists, it's going to be xxxrl7.onlyfans. Razor and Alfie, divorced couple, we love to see that. Well, it's a messy divorce if it is, They didn't quite get that far, but yeah. Nice one, Johnny. Thank you for joining. If you can still hear this, if you're not, if we're in the distance while you're vacuuming, you can't hear us over vacuuming, so I may as well not say anything, dude. No one can hear anything over vacuuming. We can do an Alfie line of men's thong speedo swimwear. You'd love that. Yeah. Valid. Awesome. Right. Okay. Let's just get a bit of context. Let's back up here. Back up.
It's always one little thing, man, then another, and another.
Okay, and let's get Jared moving. Let's not leave him behind. Let's get his reactions to what Razor is saying. Okay.
Dude, I don't care what the label says. I'm not saying that.
Jared.
Michael Joseph, man, what a voice. Everyone's got such a great voice in this. This episode is like the battle of the gravelly voices. You got Razor, you got Jared, you got Smith shooting satellite, you got Duke. Just some lovely grit going on. And then you got Christina in the background with her anime high voice. Yo, what's up? Sounds like a Muppet.
Try to be reasonable.
Each time you say Razor or Raz, it highlights my name. Well, everyone keeps saying Razor in the chat, and let's see what happens.
Jared, try to be reasonable.
Don't really do that.
The label has done so much.
Right, so
Try to be reasonable. Try to be reasonable.
so body language, he's pissed. He's pissed, so the arms are folded.
Reasonable. The label has done so much for you.
They can't ask me to support something.
They can't ask me. All right.
Yeah.
They can't.
Right, I'm going to keep his arms folded for this short passage, but let's get him moving.
They can't ask me to support.
Yeah, I feel like the emphasis is here. They can't ask me. They can't ask me to wear that thong. It's not my size.
They can't ask me to.
Yeah, okay. He's coming out of his seat.
They can't ask me to.
Yeah, he's not happy. That's fine.
Much for you.
They can't ask me to.
Okay, and let's nudge his head forward just a smidge. There you go. This is the thing about animation. I wangle on about this, but it really does take hours for a few seconds of what you see on screen. And sometimes, people very politely, very, very nicely We'll say, dude, is there going to be any more episodes? Yes, of course. It just takes a minute to, get it all sorted.
They can't ask me to support. They can't ask me to support. They can't ask me to support something I don't believe. They can't ask me to support.
Feeling a bit of motion there.
They can't ask me to support something.
They can't ask me to. They can't. Sometimes it actually helps, like doing it yourself. So sometimes sadly, the camera's capturing me doing this, but sometimes I'll be saying a line, thinking, how would I say it? What's going on? It's like they can't ask me to. What's the line?
Fear.
They can't ask me to support.
They can't ask me to support. Is he moving back? They can't ask me. He's not going to go forward again, so I think he's going to go back a bit. They can't ask me to support. Okay.
To support.
The joys of body language.
They can't ask me to support something.
Ooh, that's nice.
They can't ask me to support something I don't.
I like it, but I'm can you ease that a little bit? Just a little.
They can't ask me to support something I don't believe.
Okay, and
They can't,
that feels a little bit too fast now, so go.
Much fear.
they can't ask me to support.
Okay. Cool.
They can't ask me to support something I don't. Or something I don't. They can't ask me to support something I don't believe.
Can't ask me to support something I don't believe in. Copper, yeah, I was going to mention it helps to act out the scene in person, even by yourself, before animating to get a hang of how to animate it. And yes, of course, Copper, you do animate yourself. And by that, I mean, I don't mean you animate yourself doing things. You are in control of your own body, but you do animate some cool stuff. That's some great X-RL7-esque animations you've done as well. So, yeah, it really does help to do it yourself, to keep it as realistic as possible.
Support something I don't believe.
And it looks silly, so make sure no one's around when you're doing it.
Fear.
They can't ask me to support something I don't believe.
Okay, they can't ask me to support something I don't. And then you've got to do the accent too, otherwise it doesn't work. So,
Ask me to support something I don't. Support something I don't.
okay, so
Thing I don't.
don't. He's pissed on that one.
Ask me to support something I don't believe in, man. Support something I.
Let's experiment.
Ask me to support something I don't believe in.
Yeah, that's cool. He's aiming down, and let's just make his head a little bit bigger, just for that moment. It's all about subtlety,
Support
baby.
something I don't believe. Ask me to support something I don't believe in, man. Something I don't.
Let's see what. Let's make that a little bit faster.
Support something I don't believe in.
Yes, yes, I like that. I do indeed like that. I love that we are hearing Puppet in the background. Oh yes, yep, a rare song with me singing without the Omega voice, and Corey Harrison doing some cool rapping and singing. Yeah, man, thanks for noticing. Copper, I do a similar thing where I read what I have. Well, I can't read. I do a similar thing where I read what I have so far out loud, let it flow. And let the flow of it continue through my speech. It helps a ton. Yeah, that's really good advice. That is really... When I'm writing dialogue, I will actually do that in the writing phase. Say things out loud, and sometimes you make little quips and make yourself laugh, and then people think you're crazy, but it looks good in the script. Aha! Atherton Carmichael, a real stuck-up wanker. You're such a wanker. Why am I doing that in an American accent? But I believe is the correct British term. But then, according to Wilton the Troll, no one likes the British. Yeah. I like the British. Yeah. Grummix8. Did I say that right? You're great, X-RL7. Love the puppet. Thanks. Very much appreciated. Yeah, cool. I'll take that. You're great, X-RL7. I'll take that as if I am X-RL7, as if, I am the whole project. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Support something I don't believe in, man. Something I don't believe in, man.
Man.
Something I don't believe in, man.
Okay.
Don't believe in, man.
Because this line's spread out. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you a little thing. So Alfie is one of my favorite characters for dialogue. He's got great dialogue. Alan Rogers, his voice actor, amazing performances, dude. But he is my least favorite character to animate. And I'll tell you why, because most people talk like this, like, hey, something, 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 something. And there's particular accented parts of the speech, and it's like, okay, that makes sense for a movement. Alfie like sings every line, so it's like, oh, wow. So every time you've got to move the character with the thing he's saying, and that's so hard to do. It's so hard to make it look good. So sometimes when I'm animating his stuff, I'm just like, oh, dude, it sounds great, but you're killing me. You're killing me. But that's the character.
Even, man.
Copper, also, fun fact, when I was planning out my animatic for the show, I acted it out on my way to the bus station. Fantastic. And guys, do check it out on Copper's channel. She's done this awesome animatic of the song The Show featuring Blue Starly, which is one which is doing quite well on Spotify at the moment, which is all good. Cyrus Freeman, hello from Alaska. Glenn Fricker brought me here, and now my son is took too. Oh, awesome, man. Awesome, Glenn Fricker. Max Mixman. Glenn is awesome. Glenn is one of the few people I actually had a video chat with in the show, because normally most people I speak to, it's via email. But he actually wanted to have a video chat, and we spoke for like, I don't know, like 30 seconds. He was interested because it was like, hey man, what's up? And he was just going through the script, and I don't know, I can't even remember exactly what was said, but it seems so short, like a flash, like, hey man, what's up? Yeah, it sounds cool. Okay, I'll get on it. And that was it. That was the chat. And he sent me like 3 takes of each line and just ripped his throat out doing the Max Mixman stuff, because it's quite shouty at the end. So yeah, man, awesome stuff. Thanks for hooking your son on the pixels. I like the British as well. One of my family is Welsh, and I think that counts. Well, you know, Evans, my surname is a Welsh surname. I ain't Welsh, but you know, I don't eat cheese on toast. That is a Welsh stereotype. Again, thanks Raz for propping up the X-RL7 Discord. Feel free to check that out. Yeah. Copper, I will admit that for some reason, Copper, I don't know why, I'm having trouble reading your stuff. It's like, it's me, it's not you. That's fine. It's me, not you. I will admit it was kind of constricted. Want to do a redo. I liked it. I thought it was great. Glenn is awesome. It's true, man. And he shared the episode he's in, which is really nice, because some people don't do that. There's some people that have been in the show that are really quite big people and very cool, and I get on with them really well in the email exchange, but then they don't share it, so it's like it never happened. Controversial figure Jimmy Urine was like that long before the stuff that happened, the accusations with him. But yeah, he kind of he got a bit ghosty at some point and didn't share anything. We were a bit upset, but whatever, is what it is.
Believe in, man. It's just
okay. As I was alluding to with the Alfie thing, when you got a held out line, I'm gonna move Jared. Believe in, man. Believe in, man.
You don't believe in, man. Something I don't believe in, man.
Okay, I think I'll slide him back. Slide him back, baby. Get the F back.
In, man. It's just something I don't believe in, man.
Yeah, like it. That's cool. That's subtle. Give him a little bit of overshoot. Yeah.
Don't believe in, man. It's just one.
Okay, and now Razor speaking.
It's just one.
He doesn't like that. Just moving forward a tiny bit. Okay. Oh, but not like that. I've got so big.
And it's just one little thing.
Yep, okay, that'll do. Let's make it a bit more subtle. Copper, I appreciate it. It was working in an unfamiliar program. What program was it? Was it not Flash, or was it something else? I did put a lot of limitations on me, but now I animate in my usual art program. Yeah, sometimes it's not good to have limitations, but sometimes, I don't know, like when you get really used to a program, you can, like with this, I've got the most basic version of Toon Boom Harmony Essentials. It does all I need, but you know, I can do stuff with it. Like I'm sure it's far easier with a more advanced copy, but you know, do what you do. Creatives can be a bit flighty, so as a producer, you have to keep after them. It is indeed true. And Toxic, you are a great producer. When I went on Comics' show for the first time, I must say, I was nervous as fudge, and you and Comics were very cool in, I don't know, just making me feel very welcome and very relaxed, and laying out what was going to be going on that evening. And actually it was a really fantastic experience, and I really enjoyed it, and you were a big credit to what it is. Then I went on another live stream, and it was the opposite experience, someone else who I won't mention, and it was I kind of regretted it, but you know, these things happen. Storyboard Pro, I have not heard of that. Sounds good for storyboards. Random thought, do you think there could be an episode based around songs or covers used with AI? I was kind of thinking it, you know, it's not off limits. AI is a thing, and there's some really interesting Freddie Mercury AI covers. There's one there's covers for loads of artists, but there's a really good one of Freddie Mercury supposedly singing the Bryan Adams song Heaven, and it's really good. It's really convincing. Some of them are just wank. Just wank. Oops. Sorry, I didn't mean to highlight that one. That is weird that some people don't share it. I was ecstatic to share my episode. It was awesome to see Alex the first time after sending in the lines. I think you mean Lex. Yeah, man, Brahmi, I was really surprised by your voice, as I said before, because I know you got a great voice, but when applied to the character in the acting fashion, I was like, oh wow, dude's got a really cool voice. It's a really sexy baritone, dude.
It's always one.
Okay. It's always one thing.
It's always one little thing.
One little thing.
Little thing.
It's always.
Okay, he's not happy here, so we're gonna get a bit more animated. Okay, to forgive the pun.
It's always.
Yeah, there you go. He's not happy with that. And I think we see Christina take a look, because now he's, you know, he's extra angry here.
Little thing.
It's always one.
There you go. And let's just ease that in a little. Oh god. Ease that in a little bit.
Little thing.
It's always one little thing.
Yeah, I like that.
One little thing.
It's always one little.
And let's get the arms out.
It's always.
And yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll do the arms later. Let's just do all the body stuff.
It's always one little thing. It's one little thing. It's always one little thing, man.
Okay, so it's always one little thing, man. Okay.
It's always.
Autocorrect, dude. That's the curse of my phone, I'll tell you that. Oh, Storyboard Pro is also a Toon Boom program. Yeah. Now you said that, it's ringing a bell. It's ringing a bell. Yeah. That's a nice thing to say there. Tox, appreciate that. We're supposed to share our episodes. Yeah, thanks, Lee. In fairness, you know, most people do. Not that, you know, not that you have to. You know, there's no legal obligation. I'm actually not a fan of voice imitations as a person who's acquainted with a few VAs who have voice concerns about it. Just seems weird. Oh, with like AIs and stuff, yeah. I know, it's like, it's a weird ground where it's like, you could, the ramifications of that, dude, you could get people to do anything. If someone was a public figure, you had enough voice recordings, you could get them to admit weird stuff and send it to police, and you know, it's like that film Running Man, where they did that video. They framed up Arnold Schwarzenegger. Can you believe it? They framed him up. Yeah, he probably made that noise. No AI songs, X-RL7, your original. No one has done what you have done. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I like to think there's some degree of originality in what we do. Of course, there are fictional bands out there, but I don't think they quite do it in the same way that we do it. But, you know, who knows? Okay, right. Nice one, Lee. Right, okay, let's get on this. Let's do this.
Always one little thing, man.
Little thing.
It's always one little thing, man. Little thing. One little thing.
Okay, I'll tell you what.
Thing.
It's always one little thing.
Okay, let's move him back, but move his head sharply up. How's that look?
It's always one little thing, man.
Not bad. Maybe if we ease into it.
Little thing.
It's always one little thing, man.
Yeah.
Then
Okay, I like it. I dig it. I'm feeling it. Are you feeling it? You feeling the pixels? And then subtle move of the noggin. Yeah. Like it.
it's one little thing, man. Then
Okay.
or something I don't believe in, man.
It's just one little thing.
It's always one little thing, man.
Now I'm looking at it. I'm thinking, does that look good?
One little thing.
It's always one little thing, man.
Maybe it should be on the word man.
One little thing, man.
Let's see what. Let's try it on the word man and just see how it rolls.
Thing, man.
We're experimenting here.
Always one little thing, man. Then it's always one little thing, man. Then thing, man.
Right, so there. That's where I want it. That's where I want it.
Thing, man. It's always one little thing, man. Then
To me, that feels a little bit better than putting it on the other word.
it's always one little thing, man. Then
Yep. I'll have that. I'll have that for dinner.
Little thing.
it's always one little thing, man. Then
Yep.
another.
Like it. Tox says that Brahma Ball done a spot on Christopher Walken and Sean Connery. I haven't heard the Sean Connery, dude. I want to hear that. The Walken one is fantastic, though. They're really, really good. Copper, oh, while the show is playing in the background, very excited about Brett's video game score being brought up for consideration for Grammys. Yes, Blue Starly has, I don't know what's the name of the game. Is it a racing game? He's scored a game and it sounds great. It sounds fantastic. So, congratulations to Brett, and I hope have they won it? Has he won it, or is he just nominated? Well, I hope he annihilates it, because Brett is such a lovely person, and I can't emphasize enough just like how lovely he is. And it's so nice to connect with an artist that has literally been an influence on your work, your musical trajectory, and to find out that they're not a jerk, that they're a nice person. And Brett is a very lovely person. And just as a personal aside, one thing when the show released and he started promoting it, because he did share it, one thing I really appreciated is, like, I like credit to be where credit is due, right? So I've been in past projects where, for example, like I featured on someone's song and like I wrote the chorus, for example, and when that song went live, I saw like someone would comment, say, oh yeah, they said something about me, and the guy, that artist, like got in so fast to say, oh yeah, I'm singing on the chorus, not Mike. And what had happened was he actually deleted my vocals and recorded it all in his voice. So technically what he's saying is true, but he kind of was very protective about the credit and about like, who did what. And it really rubbed me the wrong way. So now in X-RL7, on the back of every episode and every lyric video, I tried to put the credits of every single person that was in the song, no matter how big or small, so everyone knows who was involved. And there's a degree of respect and appreciation there, because that's how I would like to be treated. And when this show dropped and people started commenting on it on Brett's channels and saying, oh man, yeah, just praising Brett as if he'd written the song. He was so quick to go in and say, nah, man, Mike wrote the song. He's a great songwriter. And dude, I cannot tell you how much that meant to me, because it was so nice to see that he didn't have that ego. He has a confidence in his own work, and, you know, just is a nice person, that he actually said that and went to throw some love my way. And I never forgot that. And it just goes to show what an awesome guy Brett is. So, yeah, amazing dude. Oh, chat's missed a few things in the chat. Sean Connery is the best. I can't even attempt to do an accent. Dude, I've got to hear your version, Brahma. It is in the first round, I believe. Oh, fantastic. Brett is epic. It's true. Also, Ghost is a hilarious character. God, he's so good, isn't he? He's so good. It's such a natural. Such a natural. Speaking as a fan, Brett is definitely one of the sweetest musicians I have seen. Not to sound parasocial, but he keeps being way too nice in response to my fan art. And rightly so, because your fan art is awesome, Copper. Really, really awesome stuff. The XRL7 doodlings you've done are really awesome, and love to see them. And so do the artists. I know Ron Scalzo, the voice of Program, really enjoyed your renditions of Program. And Ron has a new song out called Spoiled. I think it's that. Under his band Return to Earth. So, you know, if you like a bit of synthy stuff with the Program voice actor, that's worth a look. Palm Tree Boy. Yes, he has got a bit of a Sideshow Bob hairstyle, hasn't he?
Little thing, man, then one little thing, man, then another.
Okay.
Little thing.
It's always one little thing, man, then another.
Little thing.
It's always one little thing, man.
Right.
One little.
I don't like how static this is right here. I want some movement. So let's borrow some frames from here.
Always one little thing, man. Then it's always one little thing, man.
Okay,
then
I dig that. I dig it. Okay.
One little thing, man. Then another.
Then another. Then another. That's when he's going in. Then, and is he going down?
Then another.
Should we go up or down?
Then another.
Yeah, up.
It's always one little thing, man. Then another.
Yeah, I like his chin being up there, because it's almost like, I don't know, like he's, how to describe, not being condescending, but he's like, then another, you know, like, I haven't got the words for it, but that's what I'm feeling.
Then another.
Okay,
Then
let's give him a bit more.
man, then another, and another.
So what I'm kind of doing there, I think I said before, and if you're not catching it, I'm borrowing this frame where he started the movement and just pulling it back to this frame. So now from here he's moving towards that, and it just gives this appearance of a bit more movement than normal.
Man, then another.
And that's too much.
Little thing, man, then another, and
No, it's alright. It's alright.
man, then another, and
Then another. Alright, let's move his head a little bit. And when this is in the final, this will just whiz by in like a few seconds, and people will be like, when's the next episode?
man, then another.
I love you guys, I didn't mean to say that. Silly creature, yes. Ghost XD, baby.
Then another, and another, and another.
If anyone didn't notice, Ghost XD, the XD is because it's like a version of that emoji expression. That, you know, it's like that. But the X is the eyes and the D is the mouth.
Then another, and another.
Okay.
Always one little thing, man, then another, and another.
Okay.
Another, and another. Then another, and another.
Okay. Decisions.
And another, and another.
Okay, so on his next last another, is he going to go in more aggressively, or is he going to pull back? So, and another. And another. Oh no, which one is it? Which one is it? These are the internal dialogues that
Then another, and another.
that go through my mind every
Little
time.
thing, man. Then another, and another.
Yeah, he's going in. He's going in.
And another.
He's going in, but he's going to pull back initially. Yeah, take that, Razor. Take that.
And another.
Yeah.
Then another, and another.
Okay. Lauren Babbitt's performance playing now, I believe. I think she's playing in the UK in December. Lee told me that. In the best way possible, I need to put program into a rock tumbler and leave them there for a while. One of my favourite critters ever. Yeah, we got to have program in again. We have to. He's too good not to.
And another. Then another, and another.
Okay. I'll tell you what, let's ease him in, actually.
Another, and another. And then another, and another. And then another, and another. When
I want a bit more speed there, Jared. I want a bit more...
another, and another.
Yeah,
When's
I'll have that. I'll take that. Cyrus, watching this process shows a lot of nuance to character motion that I will now have to look for in every single episode. Thanks, man. That's okay. X-RL7 is better than... Oh, God. Is better TV than anything since Mando. Mando? Is that the... What's Mando, man? Is that the independent animation stuff? Or is that something else that I'm thinking of? Enlighten me.
Another, and another. Then another, and another.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of body language psychology going on in
And
this.
another. When's enough rate? When's
Okay. When's enough, Razor?
thing, man? Then another, and another. When's enough, Razor?
Okay, I think he's going to go back. He's going to be like, whatever, man. He's going to keep looking at him, I think.
When's enough?
Yeah, I like that.
And another. When's enough, Razor?
Yes, but not that sharply.
And another. When's enough, Razor?
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
And another. When's enough, Razor? Look, it's always one little thing, man. Then another. And another. When's enough, Razor?
Yeah.
Look.
Sometimes you just got to commit to it, because you just got to go with your instinct, otherwise you'll be going back and changing stuff all day.
When's enough, Razor? Enough, Razor.
Right, he's going to come forward a little bit on the razor. How dare you? Be in the wrong place, Pixel.
When's enough, Razor? Look. When's enough, Razor?
Yeah.
When's enough, Razor?
Okay, yeah, that's cool. That feels good. I'll say that, and a few seconds later I'll be like, nah, we got to change it.
When's enough, Razor?
I said this before, but in the previous live stream, but just for anyone else, budding lip syncers who are just interested how we're rolling with it here. So the lip sync positions are, it's in a weird order for Jared. Actually, I'm going to do it here so I don't balls it up. So we've got static, mouth closed, the teeth, which is kind of a generic closed thing, so the jaw closes, and just obviously sibilants. We've got like a normal generic open mouth, an ooh, which is normally I have in a different order, then a slightly exaggerated, like more wider mouth, which I use for ease, but also for louder words or ends of sentences where there's some emphasis. Then you've got a really stupid looking fuff, which was back in the day, years ago, where I did it not so great. Razors looks better. And then the plosive sound, the but. And then that's really it, then front of his head, but we ain't using that. So let's clear that.
Razor.
I think Lauren is going on tour in England with Halocene. I believe so, yeah. I believe so. That'd be great. Maybe I should reach out to her and pop up to a gig. Who knows? My chair is broken right now, but once I can fix it, I will have to draw more XR7 things. That is a threat. Oh no. I know, I'm quivering in my pixel boots in a nice way. Mandalorian, haven't seen it. I've just heard about it, dude. Like, I haven't seen any of the Star Wars spin-offs, aside from the main chunk, which I can't spell for some reason. Well, I like Mando. Mando sounds cool, man. It sounds, I don't know. It makes me think of Lando Calrissian, so, you know. Actually, has anyone watched that Music Mansion from Jared Dines at a few casts? You know, I saw, I did actually see Lauren's video on that earlier. She did a video, who's got the best bleh. That's mine. It's not very good. And it's quite fascinating. You ever seen that one by Jared Dines? Screaming takes no talent or something like that. And he goes to random concert goers and says, dude, let's have your best metal scream. And then there's some people that are just insanely good at it. But most people, they're schooled very quickly on how challenging it is to scream.
Look. When's enough, Razor? Look. Razor. Look.
Okay. It's calming down here. Let's get him towards the end of that. Richard K in our ear holes at the moment in the song Animal. Richard also did the simps to this song, or most of them, like the orchestra stuff you're hearing, he did that. He's like a fantastic talent. He really is. Machine Rocks have some fantastic songs. Yeah, some really good stuff. I mentioned it in the behind the scenes video for episode 4. He's a lovely guy as well.
Look.
Okay.
Razor. Look. I'm going.
Let's ease into that, which I feel might be a mistake, but sometimes you've got to make mistakes in life, right?
Look. I'm going to.
I'm happy with that mistake.
Sir. Look. I'm going to.
I dig it. Oh boy, mouth movements. I'm studying English phonetics in uni right now, and it's oh so draining. Yes, the languages are interesting. My wife is learning Spanish at the moment on some app, and the way it's got her gripped because it's got a leaderboard, and she wants to like be top of the leaderboard because there's like a time limit. So she's constantly learning Spanish stuff. Loco. Yeah, fascinating. And I obviously have been learning bits of Tagalog through the years, which is my wife's native language from the Philippines. Yeah, lost track of Jared Dines. So have I, actually. I kind of stopped watching him after a while. I did actually reach out to him to be in the series once via his management. And I'm not sure if I should tell this story, but So basically, I reached out to his management. Well, now I've claimed that it's his management. I don't think I can tell the story because basically it didn't go too well. Yeah, it's a fascinating story, which I'll tell another time when everyone's forgotten that I said that. But yeah, I had an interesting experience with the management, influencer management. Not a very. It wasn't my favorite experience, let's say that. And yeah, okay, I'm not going to tell this story, dude. I'm not going to tell it. I might have told it on a podcast sometime, but I've given too much away already, so I better not speak it.
Look.
I want to learn like the very basic screamo techniques just so that I can sing along to some Sleep Token songs in Germany this December. Oh yeah, that's nice. They're playing in Germany. Cool. Yeah, that's very true. Mary Z. You know, I actually had a lesson with her once in my band Mixie One. When we had a gig coming up, I had one online lesson with her, and yeah, she's very talented. I think didn't Daniel Graves of Aesthetic Perfection have a lesson with her as well, or two? Raz would know that. Raz, where are you?
Look,
anything Aesthetic Perfection related, Raz is on it.
Look, I'm going to the meeting. Look, I'm going to the meeting.
Okay.
Razor, look, I'm going to the meeting now.
Okay, I'm going to the meeting. Let's go to the meeting.
Going to the meeting.
My preferred scream technique is fry screaming, and I actually do it in a very similar way to Daniel actually on this track now. A very quiet thing. So does Lee, I believe. That's the main thing, and then Lauren. It was interesting giving Lauren the guide vocals of Heart-Shaped Hole, because then she's just doing false chord, doing it in her style. It's fascinating, the whole screaming thing.
I'm going to the meeting now. I'm going to the meeting. Look, I'm going to the meeting now.
God, this live stream's been going on a while. I didn't realise. Right, we'll go on a little bit longer, and yeah, okay, we'll go on a little bit. We don't want to go too. I don't want to monopolise your guys' time.
Look,
Vice versa. No, I didn't mean that.
Look, I'm going to the meeting now.
Go to the meeting.
Going to the meeting.
I'm going to the meeting now. Okay, what is it?
Going to the meeting now.
Yeah, it's like condescending. It's like, I'm going to deal with it. The adults are talking. Copper, when you learn to scream, we'd all love to hear it, I'm sure. Boy is stuck. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to the meeting now.
There's so many artists I would love to work with who are on major labels, but because of the major label legal requirements, some of them are, it's hard to get them to be licensed for that or be able to do that. There's 2 people I've dealt with.
I'm going to the meeting now. I'm going to the meeting.
I'll tell you a random story when I get this bit up.
I'm going to the meeting now. I'm going to the meeting.
Okay, let's move him in subtly. Subtly.
I'm going to the meeting now. And
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to the meeting.
Mm,
I'm going to the meeting now. I'm going to the meeting now.
so, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not a huge fan of, like, going on video calls with people. Like, it's in, like, that's just the introverted side of myself. But, like, at work or whatever it is, going on a video call with someone. And I reached out to this artist about being in the show. And he was cool, and I thought he would be great for this particular character. So I reached out to him. He was like, yeah, man, this sounds cool. Let's get on a video call about it. And I was like, So I was like, well, okay, before we do that, let me just check that you, because he was associated with a label that was reasonably big-ish, kind of. I said, before we do that, this is what I'm hoping we can do. And I explained I wanted him to feature in a song, sing as a character, voice act, and we'd release it and, work out some royalty split. I gave him all this information, and he goes to me, yeah, man, I'm better on video. I'm better on the phone. Can we get on a call? And I was like, fine. And we, so we had a call that day, and dude, he hadn't read anything. It was like, got on the call with him, and he was like, yeah, man. And I started explaining the show to him, and he's like, yeah, is anything out? I was like, yeah, dude, the video I put in the email, and he went back to the original email, because, oh man, you know what this would be good for? Music videos. I was like, yeah, yeah, dude, that's kind of what we're doing already. Oh no, we're low bat. Right. Yeah. Okay, we are low bat. I'm out. You can't see me anymore. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Let's get that off the screen then. Let's get it out of here. Right, jeez. How embarrassing. The battery is down. Well, you just have to do with my my British tones. But anyway, to finish the story, basically, he was like, yeah, man, this would be great as a music video. And I was like, yeah, dude, I'm doing that already. And then I explained to him again about the featuring on the track, and he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it because his label requirements wouldn't let him do it. So in the end, it was like a waste of a call. And then he started trying to sell me a remix, and he's like, I can't feature on the track, but I can remix your song, dude. And he was trying to sell me on the numbers, and he wanted a certain amount of money. So it was like, oh man. It was like, dude, this could have saved me like a call. So that's why I like to do things in email, because like sometimes people try and sell you stuff.
Going to the meeting now.
But yeah, if someone's on a major label, sometimes there's various restrictions. I'll tell you what, I think the video going off is actually a good sign that we should call it a day in a few minutes. So let's go for a little bit longer and then we'll call it. Yep, videos. I am socially awkward, dysphoric, so I get that a lot. Yep. I think that's like quite a new thing. Not a new thing, but quite a common thing. Like people not wanting to be on video calls. That said, I enjoy going on the live streams. Tox, invite me on sometime again.
The meeting now, and I'm gonna tell Lance.
And I'm gonna tell Lance. I used to have a friend who would play, he had adventure games, and I remember going around his house. Lee knows this guy, and we'd play games, but every time the characters would speak, he would start miming and speaking the words along with them. So if the characters was like, hey, check out this thing I got, he would start saying it as well, and it was so annoying. It was so annoying, dude. I've gone, it's tragic, innit? It's tragic. I had charged the camera, but evidently not enough. I'm still here, guys. Follow my voice into the pixel light.
Now, and I'm gonna when to the meeting now, and I'm gonna
follow my voice to the like button.
I'm meeting now, and I'm gonna tell
Lance myself. Yeah.
The meeting now, and I'm gonna tell Lance.
Yep. When he says that, he's going to be touching himself in the chest. That wasn't anything, PG-13. That was he's touching his chest.
And I'm gonna now, and I'm gonna tell.
We miss your face, Mike. Oh, how sweet! How sweet! You just have to use your imagination, I guess. The camera couldn't take my face anymore. It said, nap, let's get out of here. Draining too much energy. The camera's gone. It ran out of battery, Raz. It ran out of battery. It's embarrassing. It's an amateur mistake, I know. But, I need to get a second battery. That's what it is.
Meeting now, and I'm gonna tell.
Yeah, you can see Razor. Razor's all you need to see, right?
And I'm gonna tell Lance. I'm gonna tell Lance
So when he says myself, I'm feeling like he's being. The word smug comes to my mind. It's not necessarily his emotion, but it's a confidence. It's I'm gonna tell Lance myself. I'm gonna sort this out.
And I'm gonna tell Lance myself.
So he's relaxed at that point. He's got a alpha male energy, so he's leaning back.
Myself.
Yeah. He's cool.
I'm gonna tell Lance myself.
Yep.
Now, and I'm gonna tell Lance myself.
I like it. Hope you guys like it too.
To support something I don't believe in, man.
It's just one little thing.
It's always one little thing, man. Then another, and another. When's enough, Razor? Look.
No.
And another. When's enough, Razor?
Now I'm looking at that. Is that a bit too fast? Let's see what is nudged up.
When's enough, Razor? Look. I'm going to the meeting now, and I'm going to tell Lance myself.
I regret the...
Cool. Okay, cool.
Just for something.
Yeah, for those that maybe didn't catch me like explaining weird stuff that I've got going on in the scene, this tunnel. So when the tunnel hits, there's a shadow going on right here. Where is it? Tunnel. So I've got this big chunk of black, which basically it's shadow. You can change the degrees of how black it is, how shadowy, how evil, and the idea is when they go under here, if I render it, then it will look a bit darker. So when it's actually rendered, it will just be darker. You just got the light of Razor and some light coming out here. Ooh, you know what? My chair glows have disappeared. So we want you to be the full length of the scene. Similarly for you, Christina. There we go. Sweet. Okay, guys, think you're going to be going for another 10 minutes. Let's get it to 1 hour 45, and we'll call it a day there. Not bad, considering I was expecting just to do 1 hour, but you guys are great. I appreciate you keeping me company and being a part of this. And certainly animation, it takes a while. The day just disappears. Right, where am I up to?
I'm gonna tell Lance myself.
I regret that I can't be there on this occasion, but please be open-minded. Pass on my regards.
So in this gap, actually, there's a line missing that I'm waiting from Michael Joseph, which is my mistake, because in the script I gave him, I usually make everyone's lines bold of that character, and I didn't bolden one line. So I'm waiting for that to come in.
Pass on my regards.
But I can still animate. I want to get Razor off the screen here.
Pass on my regards.
So I'm going to do a little trick here. So the video call is going off, and how am I going to achieve that if I hear you cry? Well, fear not, I've got an idea. So let's go Razor. It's on the dashboard. Okay, I'm gonna actually, a little trick I do with TVs sometimes is make a white color, or whatever color you desire, and I'm going to use this cutter to, I've got this dash cutter which is the shape of the screen, and let's put that in there. So now we'll invert that, and the white is only appearing in this area. So what I want to do is
pass on my regards.
So I'm
here.
about here. So Jerry's going to be pushing the screen saying whatever and whatever, man, and then Razor's going to disappear as the call ends. So what I want to do is make this bit of white transparent, and what we're going to do is make it fully transparent. Then in the middle it's going to be 100% visible, and then transparent again.
We're here.
And in the middle, where it's basically covering everything, then we're going to hide Razor. We're going to get him out of there, smuggle him away. And I'm going to do that in two ways. I'm going to literally move him. Oh, do I want to do that yet? I don't want to tinker with that because I haven't animated up to here yet. But what I'm going to do is I'll just erase all his drawings. Press delete, boom. And then hopefully
We're here.
he's gone, like magic.
We're here.
Something to try in your own thingy things, animations, if you desire. Yeah, dishing out the singing advice there. You're singing yourself, Cyrus? Snack getting operation complete. It's always, you know, especially when you've got a cat in the home, it's always challenging to get a snack without some activity. Right, so Razor's out of the picture.
We're here.
See you later, baby. Let's make that a little bit bigger. Pull him back.
We're here.
And let's just preview that. Let's see how it looks. That's the thing about this. Like, you have to render it to really see it in action. And sometimes, you know, I'll export it and then be like, it's not quite working, and tweak it there. But you can't see it in real time because you go to the next frame. And yeah, it takes a while to render. Well, it's working nicely, I feel. So in the middle should be totally white. But because there's a blue glow on the screen in general, it should be... I'll tell you what, let's put the white under the glow. Okay, not much difference, but yeah. And then Razor should be gone. Yeah, yes. That's a bit too white. He's out of here. He's gone. And then we'll put something else on the screen, some little detail. Guys, I think I will call it there. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, this morning, this afternoon, whatever your local time is. I really appreciate you guys popping in. Do feel free to check out our Discord server. Do feel free to check out our Patreon, because that is super, super duper helpful. We got tons of awesome behind the scenes, exclusive music. If you want to see Roggers recording some lines, there's some of that. You want some exclusive news before anyone else. And hey, you want to hear a preview of the new single that's coming out in November, you know, do check that out. So guys, thank you so much for joining me once again. And I hope you have a great rest of weekend. And we'll call it there. Thanks so much, guys. See you later.